been a resident of Boise, Idaho for over 800 years. I just don't get why this always happens to me every single time.
Oh, come on, guys. You get it. You get it, right?
Hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast, where I'm your host, Dane, and to my right, Levi Gates.
Freezing in this ice chest.
Oh, and you decided to leave the fan on for yourself? Well, that's your own
I didn't turn it
palace
on.
of torture. Anyway, to my left, I got Anthony Fisher.
Hey, Dane. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here, man.
Love having the fans on both sides. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And, of course, this being a new week, all kinds of exciting things happening. Love it. Enjoying it. Housekeeping. What do we got, guys?
Yeah, well, this week, Dane, so we've been hard at work here at the Rag Company HQ, while several of our team members are actually down in what I like to call the Deep South.
That's just above the Mason-Dixon line.
So they're just in the South. Not quite the deep Midwest.
Yeah, they're in Monterey, California.
Oh, dang, it's way off. All right.
Pretty north, actually.
Yeah, pretty north. So half our team, or not half, I should say probably a good chunk of our team.
Four of our team members,
to be specific, are down in Monterey, California for Monterey Car Week, hopefully having a good time. Yeah. But also they are there for the... Did they change the name?
Yeah, they're there for Motorlux.
Okay, it's called Motorlux now. It's no longer
Haggerty Motorlux show.
The McCall Motorworks Revival.
Yep. So they are at Motorlux, which is the party.
Yeah.
And they are also hitting up and taking care of all of Haggerty's Broad Arrow Group, which is the auction house owned by Haggerty. They're hooking up to clean and wipe down all the cars that are going to be going through the Broad Arrow Group auction at the Motorlux party.
Yeah. Some amazing machinery.
Amazing cars. Last year was insane. And then they're also going to be at the Quail this year. And doing the Quail.
The Morning Dew.
Yep. It's going to be a good time for them. So the Joshes are there. So Petro and Brodel.
Yeah. So this is, I think, Brodel's first time.
Josh's third or fourth time.
And then Josh lives for it. He loves it.
Oh, this is his favorite event of the year. And then Next day, Nate is there.
Yeah.
This is his second time there.
Yep.
And then Jimmy, which is his second time there.
Yeah.
So. Are you sure it's not Nate's third time? Because he went one time when we went. He went last year, right?
No.
Also,
he went once with us.
Okay.
Yeah, second time.
This is the second time.
Okay.
So, sorry, we're. I know I know some people look forward to us being in California.
Be yeah.
And so
come stop by my shop. Come see me.
We
appreciate
messages.
that.
I know Jamie, really and Tony, and Sydney, and all those guys are down there.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm saying that we got some fan messages, right, from people who have shops down there. Said, "Hey, do you want to come down and come see us?" And I go, "Crap, dude, it's not us. It's the other team." I mean, which I'm sure they could probably swing by.
They're just as human as we are, and they're wonderful people.
But I think they're going to be pretty busy for the most part. So,
also true.
Just the things to recap. I mean, what that whole week is all about. I mean, obviously, Monterey Car Week is full of events and car shows and bougie golf course. Shows
snacks,
and food.
Drinks,
you name it, right? Some of the most expensive and insane vehicles I've ever seen are in one spot. And not just that. I mean, how much money is there? People, the wealth in that one spot as well. So. To recap, I mean, basically, our team goes out for this one particular event where they'll go and help and get cars ready for this big Motorlux event, which was formerly known as the McCall Motorworks Revival. And there's a party afterwards. It's really fun. And then from there is the Quail, which is the very early morning golf course car show.
It's like Cars and Coffee, but Cars and Champagne.
Well, it's one of the premier events in the entire country for car shows, as far as that's
my
concerned.
biggest regret is that we've only ever been to be at that show at the Quail for no more than 2 hours, once everything gets started.
It's always for a short time because it's always the day we leave.
Because here's the thing. The food is there. The food there, I believe it is free.
It is all free. Last year I actually got to partake.
I didn't get to partake in any of it.
I walked around and actually ate food.
Got coffee in a champagne glass there once.
You did? Yeah. No, I said I'm going to get lunch. And I walked around and ate, and Keith joined me in it.
Wow. Okay.
My favorite part of being...
I do want to go back someday. I really did enjoy
I know.
it.
Dane does enjoy the Dane tomato.
Okay.
The Dane Tomaso.
I'll just say this right now. It's the one car event I can go to where I know I won't feel jaded about having seen, yes, more cars I'm used to seeing. It's always something incredibly unique there.
Yeah.
Just like I'll never see it again in my life, but I got to see it here, and I really like that. It's a cool feeling.
Yeah. The hard part is you see so many beautiful, wonderful pieces of machinery.
It just makes you jaded for everything else.
It makes you jaded for everything else, and it's not that we don't enjoy it.
It's not their fault.
I love seeing that.
No.
It's just the fact that it's surprising when you start seeing some really, really stunning one-of-a-kind cars.
Yeah.
And we've been extremely fortunate in our careers in the last 7 years to see some of the most insane vehicles on the planet. If you think about it.
I used to have a very long bucket list of cars that I wanted to see before I died.
I remember.
And going to that show has cut that list down by a whole half, possibly 2/3.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Well, I think that
Just insane.
and Switzerland.
Yeah, Switzerland did a lot of the rest of the heavy lifting. So
Yeah.
I must say, very, very blessed.
No, my favorite part, though, I was trying to say earlier, was that when we were walking around the car show and the many waiters walking around with champagne glasses are walking up and they're like, "Sir, may I take your glass?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, here." And then they hand me a new one, right?
Remember you were wearing a dress shirt and basketball shorts.
I was wearing a dress shirt and basketball shorts.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you shouldn't be serving me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but that's how the rich like to dress.
But that's how they do like to dress. That's the thing,
A
though.
number of people like
Like,
that.
They
there
reach a
was
certain
so-
comfort level where you're not trying to impress anybody, and you're like,
Probably some of the richest people there
Upset.
were in a dress shirt and basketball shorts. So that's, I think, the move. You know what I mean?
it's either that or a
Don't-
$20,000 suit.
Don't act like something you're not, right? Just
Well, the
act
rich don't have to
yourself.
answer those questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why when he asked me, "Sir, would you like another?" I didn't even look at him.
So I'm watching
just ate
I've
it.
been watching the
I'm just
Old
kidding. I'm
Man on
kidding.
FX.
Kidding.
I've been watching The Old Man. It's on
Very
Hulu.
kind.
Yeah.
It's Jeff Bridges.
That's right, Jeff
And,
Bridges show. Yeah.
Anyway, one of the scenes last night we were watching, and the guy and the lady gets out of the car, and she's like, "Why am I going to go talk to this guy dressed like this, like basically in my pajamas?" And he goes, "Rich people don't explain themselves." And she goes, "Okay," and goes up, but that's what it was.
It's true.
You didn't have to explain yourself.
It's
true.
one step beyond act like you belong, because you clearly don't fit into what's expected, but you're so confident you just breeze right by it.
I like that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's another level.
From
of
now
on,
confidence
just
that-
pretend like
Yeah. So anyway,
It's hard to achieve.
that's pretty much it. This week we're gonna be shooting some more videos on some potentially new tools and exciting things here. So while they're working hard, we're gonna be working on some stuff here, and then on top of that, keep an eye out, my fellow Grandambassadors. Keep an eye out for some more information coming here within the next week or so on the Grandambassador Showdown. We just gotta make a few more graphics and things like that.
Hey, I made that graphic. I hope you like it.
Oh, Dane, I need a few more graphics from you.
You haven't asked me. This is the first time hearing about it.
I know. Surprise. So we're gonna need a few more of those made, and then that should be coming out, and the applications will go out for our previous Grandambassadors. So that'll be exciting. And then outside of that, though, I think that's what we're looking at for this week. Nothing super crazy. We're excited to have the boys back. Are they going to be coming back to the office this week, you think? No,
they're
taking
gone
next
all
week.
week.
Yeah,
They're gone all week.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think they fly back Saturday night.
And they're entitled to a day off, I believe. because
They
they're
might
gone
have
all week.
one. They might get one. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
No. But cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into some freaking weekends. Who wants to start us off? Levi, Dane?
I mean, I can get mine out of the way if you
All
guys
right.
want to carry
Yeah.
yours.
Hey, Dane,
just mix it
Dane,
up a
let's-
little bit.
Great
So,
Dane films. Let's hear it.
I'll keep mine nice and tidy, but basically, last week I had a series of events happen that most people are like, "Oh, that was kind of a bad week," because this one thing happened. I had 3 things happen all in the same
3 things.
week. So one of them involved my dog, another one involved an oven, and another one involved an
my
AC unit.
I don't know
God,
if this is a
Dane.
safe space to be
Yeah.
talking about this kind of stuff.
Dane,
Yeah, so-
listen, I know the new diet plan is going good, but
Freeze out.
that's not.
Eat
Yeah.
a little meat.
So Yikes! When you put it that way, that sounds
packing business.
that sounds terrible.
What Dane is
I just
starting up
realized
over
what
here.
picture I'm painting here. No, so
Dog, oven, freezer, air conditioning.
So essentially, I've been getting pestered with phone calls for the annual, AC checkup, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. Normally, there's a guy who comes from this company,
Right,
and he's
yeah,
been coming to my house ever since that incident with the whole water damage thing. And they were the plumbing company that fixed it, but they also do HVAC. And I had a very good experience with them. They were much better than the people before them who
you paid them enough.
screwed me over.
Yeah,
so
you paid enough money.
this other newer company, they were
They helped you
wonderful.
out.
They were
Right.
nice. And so we get a guy who comes to our house. He just pops by twice a year. And it's just the usual
But that guy's become a friend. He's not there to really sell you anything. He's there to just check on your stuff, make sure it's right.
he's a really
and then
good
provide.
acquaintance. So he basically
But provide.
Dane, what's his
options.
I don't even remember his name. I'm so bad.
How?
Because
How?
I've never met him. Only Liz has.
So, but he's a good acquaintance.
In the sense that he
You
doesn't
don't even
pester me
know
with
his
sales talk.
First
Right.
name,
That means
Dane.
he's a good acquaintance, though.
How? Okay, heroes get remembered, right? That guy's obviously not getting remembered by you.
You want to know
You
something?
know how bad I am
You wanna
with
know
names,
something?
and don't pretend you're not.
ready for
because
this?
I remember that live
Okay,
stream. We
I'm
can all
so
go back
okay.
and
Do you remember my
watch.
superpower of
Sorry, Mark.
remembering names?
Yes,
My guy?
Mark Bittis. Apologies.
Sorry, Mark.
My guy that shows up to check on my furnace
Yeah.
Yes,
quarterly or half a year, every whatever it is, his name's Dane.
that's funny.
Oh, that's
How do I
easy.
know that? Because I remembered his name, because he's an acquaintance. Because I know he's not going to try and sell me on something. He's there
Right.
to just
And
check up
that's-
and go, hey, man,
That's
Levi,
why I like this
looking
guy
great.
because,
Thanks,
frankly,
Dane.
I'll just cut to it. Normally,
What if
when
his name was Anthony?
somebody has their wife or girlfriend who's maybe working from home or something, and then the HVAC guy comes, and then he's just pushy because he's oh,
name's Anthony.
somebody's not around. I'm just going to be a jerk, and I'm going to try and force an upsell
Right,
on something.
yeah.
That's normally what you get with these
Right,
situations. This guy, though, and
doesn't
Liz
do
would tell
that.
me otherwise. He's basically been cool, and
Yeah.
he's just all right, so here's
Everything
what's
looks
up.
good.
That's it. I don't see any problems that need immediate attention. You're replacing your filters. Good job.
Yeah.
And that's it. Something happened to where it had been a while, so this time around they didn't send the guy they normally send, so they sent somebody else. And this guy came in with the whole line. You know
He was
how
ready.
it is.
He's probably a new hire, and he was ready to prove to
eager,
the bosses,
looking for that
look at these
commish,
deals I'm making.
something or other. So basically, I wasn't there for any of this, but I started getting texts during last week's Q&A
Yeah.
about this, and I was just whoa, what's going on? So basically, he went through a whole series of stuff, and it factored up to a crazy bill, a crazy bill. And
But there was to
it
start
wasn't
off.
damaged, though.
No, start this off. There was nothing wrong with your system.
It was functioning as it should.
He was,
I was
coming
expecting,
only for a quarterly checkup.
I was expecting a checkup at most.
He's coming to
maybe
make
a
money
little,
is what he was doing.
I was
He was
expecting
coming
at
for a
most
bill.
maybe a little tune-up, I'm just
Yeah.
going to clean this duct
Hey,
here. Do
vacuumed out
basic
this. I
stuff.
changed out your filter. It was a little dirty.
I cleaned the side of these
Yeah.
vents that the louvers looked a little
Right,
dirty. Something
exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
Really basic.
Simple.
It's expected, especially when
Hey, I cleaned out your cold air return. It should work a little
So
better, especially with the hot temperatures coming up this week.
that should have
Right?
been the case.
That's the goal.
Yeah. So I believe this guy's name is Chris, if I remember correctly. It took me a while to jog the memory, but I think his name
Are
is
you sure you're not saying that because Super Auto 2K
No,
said his
I'm-
go-to guys?
I
Chris?
am 85% sure. So we both have a Chris apparently. So there's that.
You know who my go-to HVAC guy is now? Anthony Blaine.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, okay, so that's where the story goes.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm in there, during the week, and Gabe sees that I'm looking at this bill. This bill included a new capacitor, a new contactor, and basically some chemical cleaning, and just a couple of components. And basically these are functional bits that obviously over time they're going to wear out. You expect that. The Goodman unit that I had is maybe 6 years old, give or take. So it's not the newest thing, but it's not ancient either.
No, it should
It's-
last you 20 to 30 years.
If you're constantly maintaining
Yeah,
it, then yes.
right.
And even if you're not maintaining it super great, it still should last at least 10
or
to 15 is usually
right,
expected. So the Goodman units are pretty well built.
Yeah, they're very
from what
nice.
I
My
understand.
last one was a Goodman the first
Yeah.
one I coated in OptiCoat Pro Plus.
So, in this case, not to drag this whole thing out, but basically, the guy gave a list to Liz and said, get in touch with me. So, he's been trying to call me, and I've just been ignoring it because I found a workaround because it was stupid. Anyway, the list, $2,200.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
You know what $2,200 can get you?
That can get
They
you
get one
A
Honda,
new
Honda Civic.
air conditioner unit.
one Honda Civic.
One Honda Civic.
It
That
can also get you a Civic with some
or-
a
questionable.
very
Or-
affordable
Or
Grom.
Dane, you were also looking at an S10 for a little yard truck.
Oh, man, just
You could have bought one
a
of
little
those.
yard truck. Yeah, so $2,200, comical when you consider like it wasn't anything that was like it's gonna wreck today. It was basically him saying like, oh, there's some pitting on the contactor. Eventually, it may stop working, and then it just won't turn on. And oh, your capacitor is working, 4 times less efficient than it normally should, and like all this usual kind of stuff somebody will
Yeah.
throw you when they're trying to upsell you,
Some
kind of
jargon,
thing.
yeah.
And yeah, my house is a little weird because it's 3 stories. It's not a big house, but it's 3 stories and it's subdivided
hard
on each
to
floor.
move air.
Except for the top where it's like a loft. So moving air, the first floor, frigid. The second floor, though, has a big window wall, and yeah, it gets pretty warm up
Yeah.
there. So you have to find the balance to
We
not
need to get
overwork the
that. We
system.
need to get some ceramic. We need to get some sort of tint.
So I have
those
UV
windows.
screens, which do a
Yeah.
lot. Without those, the place
Helps,
will cook.
yeah,
But
helps knock
having
down
those
that
super
heat.
helpful. It's just it's not everything. So sometimes I close the blinds on the days I know are going to be triple digits and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I like the view, but I've considered maybe a mini split up on the third someday.
Yeah, that's a good
something
idea.
like that might be a good
Up
way to
there, at
even
least
it
your
out.
bedroom.
Yeah. So anyway, $2,200, insane bill,
Yeah.
and that was
You
for
can contact Mr. Cool
3
and get a $1,500 air conditioning
that was for
unit.
3
mini split.
fairly significant parts and a
testing.
chemical clean.
Yeah.
So when you break it down, he was like, "Oh, this capacitor is like $320,
Right,
and
so
this
his-
contactor is
so it's like 4 items at
$270."
$2,000.
And then the
2.5 grand.
chemical clean, like the chemical wash, was like $400. And I'm looking at this, going, "Where are these numbers?" And of course, I show it to Gabe, and Gabe like goes apoplectic
Well,
because
Gabe's
he is a
one eye
DIY
rolled in the
guy.
back of his head.
full on. He is a DIY guy through and through.
Yeah.
And
He is a
so,
DIY guy.
Then I was like, well, I know Blaine worked HVAC.
Yeah.
Let me get
Well,
his
in a
opinion.
war zone.
So yeah, so he was HVAC in the armed forces, so he knows
built,
a thing or two.
He built an air-conditioned FOB, forward operating base, in Afghanistan.
Yes,
That
he's
was-
very familiar.
Because he was Air Force, and that's how
Yeah.
the Air Force like to do it. And one of our friends who is a detailer goes, I've been to that. I was in that FOB, and that was nice. You guys had AC.
Oh, and
that
a
was
hard
nice.
start. That was
Yeah.
one of the other things too. Was a hard start. Anyway, to the point. I asked Blaine, and he looked and he goes, "Yeah, that part's $20. That part is $12. That part is $15." And he goes, and then chemical body. He goes, "You can just use some foamy soap, and just clean the veins on the side of the thing, like spray it with a hose."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and this guy wants $2,200 for that, and he's just like, "That's absolute insanity." And he
great
goes,
money.
"I left the business too soon."
Yeah,
great
yeah,
money.
he makes some money
It's
on
like,
that.
man, I should be doing that. But yeah, when you hear it, it's just insane. So sure enough, I just go to the Amazon listings that he shows me, and I'm like, yep, there's that, and made sure the numbers match.
ordered
Make sure I get the
everything.
right amperage. I ordered all the parts. You know how much I spent?
How much?
$48.
Nice.
$48.
Full refurb.
And then
Wow.
Blaine was such a hero. Love this guy. He came over to my house on Saturday,
No
Nice.
way.
and he installed them. The capacitor, the
Are
the
you
hard start,
kidding
the,
me?
the
See,
contactor
that's the kind
plate.
of gentleman he is.
Wow.
Yeah, so we worked together out in the yard, and he did the stuff while, I just tried to understand what he was doing,
Yeah.
because I
Can
don't
you
know
believe
this stuff.
that? Can you
And
believe that?
What
That's
a guy.
crazy.
And I told him I owe him not just one, but several. So it was
I mean,
very nice.
Yeah, you owe him. I mean, you owe him what would have been
$2,200
$2,200.
Well, yeah, no, and I kept
stuff.
insisting. I'm like, "Can I pay you? What do you want?"
Yeah.
And he kept saying, "No." It's like,
Yeah.
fine. So I owe him.
So you-
regardless
you
of what he thinks.
you were like, I could give you some cash,
Dane,
Yeah.
and
I
I
can
would
tell
make
you-
a nice
tell-
dent in his
I'm
Saturday.
gonna buy him a few lunches. at
I
least.
can tell you a couple things that he likes. He loves sushi. He also loves Dave's Hot
He also
Chicken.
likes very expensive cameras, so I'm not sure I can afford.
Yeah,
You don't have to buy him a
But you don't have to buy him a camera, but you can definitely buy him time some sushi.
Boy.
Anyways, what else did you do this weekend besides that? Besides your
so that was number
AC
one. The problem
capades.
was while I was tackling that bill, dealing with that AC capades, then I also found out that my dog Cali, my beloved dog Cali, love her so much.
Still a pup, some would say.
People think she's a puppy. They don't realize she's over 14 years old. She's old.
She's
old dog.
She's getting up there.
Yeah. So she's not as big as she used to be. She's kind of shrunken a little bit, but she's a great Pyrenees Red Heeler. So she's always been a bigger dog. But anyway,
which usually don't live.
Keep emphasizing. Usually purebreds run into hip issues, things like that. In this case, Liz texts me while I'm like dealing with this other stuff, and she goes, WTF, Callie's walking weird. Like she's walking around like she's drunk. And I was, what? Oh no. Because, I've had family pets who started going this way, and it happens fast, and it's heartbreaking. So in this case, she seems okay. She's still able to go up the stairs. My house has a lot of stairs, so it's hard to avoid. But she was kind of favoring like one leg over the other in the back. I'm like, oh. So she took her down to the vet, and of course, I'm expecting bills, but it actually wasn't too bad. But we got her some medicine, and she's doing better, but it's also causing her not to eat as much. So I'm like trying to.
Sassy doing some massage work on her?
Sassy's great. Sassy was actually kind of looking after her because she could tell something was a little off. Yeah. So very, very sweet cat.
Nice.
Good cat.
Waiting to be the only one.
She's just biding her time.
She is. She's that kind of a cat.
Be the only one. It'll be just me.
So so that was definitely
sorry.
Fortunate. I appreciate that. Thank you. No, I love this dog. I've had her all of her life except for about 2 years.
Yeah.
I had her starting in 2012.
For
and
12
I've had her
years.
ever since then. So she's been
going on 12 years.
Yeah. So she was 2.5, almost 3 when I got her. So I guess that long. But anyway, she is my my heart. I love that little dog. So
not little.
Anyway,
she's pretty big.
She's pretty big, but she's sweet, and she's doing good right now. So
Nice.
I'm hoping that continues. I'm hoping that was kind of a fluke. We'll just keep an eye on her, see how it goes. The last thing was, in addition to all this stuff, over the weekend, I was also trying to cook something in the oven. Didn't go so hot. I use it maybe every 5 to 7 days. I don't use it that often, but once in a while.
Are you like a baker oven, or are you more like stovetop?
No, bake oven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it like lasagna?
I turned it on. I was preheating. I was going to do some, I believe we were going to do Costco tacos.
Oh, nice.
A little bit of that.
Okay.
That
Are
was
they
gonna be
good?
nice. They are
I was
good.
looking at
I
those
love
this
those
weekend.
things. Yeah. No, we get them pretty frequently.
Yeah.
'cause
And
they're
you
a good
get
way
them
to go.
the pre-made tacos, or the ones that are frozen?
No, they got
No,
like
they're
a
not
kit.
frozen.
They got like a kit.
They just keep them in a fridge.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's basically it's a black long tray. It has all
Bunch
the
of tortillas.
and then it's got all of the chicken and the lettuce
That's
and
fun.
the cheese.
Little
It's
cart-
great.
they're great.
And it
Yeah,
comes
they
with
look-
salsa and then also like
Little
sauce or
sour
something.
cream and guac.
It'd be
Yeah,
great for
yeah.
a picnic. Am I
It
right?
is. It is perfect for those things. Yeah. No,
Nice.
it's
I was
awesome.
wondering. I was
Love
looking
it.
at those the other day, and I thought I should buy
I
this,
get them
but I wasn't
frequently,
sure.
and I haven't had a bad experience.
So my
yet.
kids don't like spiciness,
It's not that spicy.
and so that's why I wanted to make sure that if I
The
bought
red
them, they were
sauce,
like, "Ugh."
between the two, the red sauce would be the spicy one, and even
No, I
that
mean like
is,
just the seasoning
barely.
on the chicken.
Oh no, the chicken's got like a little seasoning on it, but it's nothing spicy. It's.
I'm gonna have to buy it and try it and
Try
see.
it. You'll see. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But anyway, was doing that.
Yeah.
And turn it on, walk away, wait for it
Waiting
to
for those
preheat.
delicious tacos.
And I didn't even put the food in yet because I'm waiting for it to preheat. And all of a sudden I start smelling something weird. And it is not a good smell. It was strange. It
Yeah.
almost smelled like cat urine, like a horrible smell. And I'm just like, what is... And then Liz goes, Dane, what, you smell that? And I'm like... and of course I'm on the other side of the room there. So I'm like,
Complex.
something's up. So walk over and get a whiff. But then I see from the backboard, where the dials are on a stove, on a range, just in the back, there's like a very light smoke billowing out.
Oh,
And of course, that's a bit concerning because
Yeah,
you're
so
like,
you're like, oh, no.
My house may have some like weird electrical choices that I've found. Like the plug for the range turns out to be in the floor
yeah.
rather than on the wall. It's a 220, but it's like a box with like
Yeah.
flooring cut to fit around it to make it look like it's part of the floor. It's like, you're not the floor. But anyway, it's because it's right above the garage and it was easier to wire it in that way, I guess. But anyway, that was concerning. So I thought, electrical issue. Maybe they're scorching. I immediately turn the thing off. I pull it away from the wall. unplug it.
Nice.
The plug was fine. No scorching around the outlet, nothing like that. I ran down, turned off the breaker, came back up to start inspecting, and it was coming from the actual back, but inside
panel.
it's like above the cooktop.
Yeah.
But kind of in
It was like
the board.
it's the control, like a motherboard.
Yeah,
Control
like
panel.
somewhere in the actual
Yeah.
electronics of it. And I just don't know what would cause it to do that. It was very strange, but I know it'll turn on if I turn it on, but it's
Yeah.
just going to do that again. So I basically had to exercise my home warranty, one of those landmark things, and let's see if it works. So try and do that. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I haven't heard back yet, so I got to call him. But
I don't know
anyway,
if the cat
lots of
urine
fun
smell
stuff.
was about, though, but I mean,
Well,
it could have been the
having
cat.
had a-
Sassy could have peed on the control board.
No.
She probably
Sassy
did.
would not do that.
Cats do that kind of stuff.
But it was
They're not
so
the best
strange
animals
because I'm like,
in comparison to
I
dogs.
will never forget that
So
smell,
that's what
having
happens.
had to deal with that where a cat, went on a carpet in the previous house, just in a small area. That stuff is impossible to get rid of.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, no,
so
Yeah,
horrible.
no, it'll ruin.
So when I smelled this, I had instant flashbacks.
Yeah, you're like,
oh no.
Not only will the smell of cat urine ruin a home, it'll also ruin your rental history, right? So if you're a renter and you rent a place in a house or whether it's an apartment, and those cats are worth it to you, right? Which they're not. It's not worth it. It never is. They'll ruin your credit, and then it's crazy because then you'll get. At a point in life where you go, why haven't I been successful and why haven't I been able to purchase my first home? It was because of the cat choice that you made in your
How's
younger
that possible?
years.
That doesn't make. They don't take that into.
Thank you.
Yes, they do.
Rinio?
If you bring
Rinio?
cats in an
Thank
apartment
you.
and they destroy the carpet and you do not, let's just say, pay your deposit or it's above what you did, they'll go after your credit. I know this because I know about 10 different people that made this mistake. And they go, man, those freaking cats.
That must have been back in the. That was before or after my time because I'm a lot older than you guys.
Sure.
And so I never had to worry about that kind of issue. I just applied for a loan for a home.
I knew a
And
kid.
they were handing them out like candy back then.
Nope.
So
I knew a guy that literally
no
he
problem.
had a litter of kittens in his apartment, right? They ruined that apartment, right? Not only was it the carpets, but it was in the walls. Like cat urine, it gets in the paint, it gets in
This
everything.
sounds like a case of cat
And they
in the
couldn't
walls.
get rid of it, and so
See?
it was
I
like
got
it was
just
like
the thing.
like it was something above his deposit or whatever it was. It would cost so much. It was like a crazy amount, and he wouldn't pay it. So then went after his credit, man, destroyed his credit history. It was crazy, all because of cats. Just not worth it. Get a dog instead.
Sounds like a case of cat in the wall.
Get a catfish.
Anyway,
Get a
so
get a catfish.
I think InFocus might be onto something. Sounds like a capacitor in the board popped on the stove. Could be. So I'm hoping have somebody take a look at it, and then if they determine that that's maybe the case, maybe they'll fix it, or just get the whole thing replaced. If I'm lucky, maybe that happens. We'll just have to see. But so that was basically my piling on of various events. But how about you guys, Levi? What'd you do?
Well, so as you guys saw, I listed the red truck. So I listed it and put a for sale sign on it, old school, like Dane. Put it in my driveway with the for sale sign on it.
I don't have a lot of cross
Thursday.
traffic there.
Anthony,
Is it working out?
Thursday,
Who hurt you, Anthony?
Friday night, I got a call. So I put it on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then Friday during the day, I got a call from a guy.
Yeah.
And
This is just in your neighborhood.
just in my neighborhood.
Okay.
That was like, oh man, give me a call. I want to come take a look at it. So Saturday, I let this kid come over to take a look at it. He looked at the truck. It turns out his uncle was driving by and saw it, and then called him and said, hey, there's a long bed
So he had
for
a
sale.
sign on it?
I had a for sale sign on
Okay,
it.
yeah.
And he goes, hey, there's this long bed I see all the time. It's really nice. You should give him a call and see. So, and he looked it over. The guy was there, like, checking it out. And
Inspecting.
then, because my neighbors all said, yeah, there was this guy looking at the truck. So anyway, I call the kid. Kid meets up on Saturday afternoon with me.
Okay.
Comes and looks at the truck. Offers me $4,500.
Okay.
He goes, cash? And I go, yeah. And then he goes, I said, I'll take $4,500 if you got the cash. And he goes, well, I don't.
Why would you say
and I go,
that?
What I
I
love
go,
though is like
so
Levi's
dumb.
probably the easiest person to work with
Seriously,
for a deal like
he's
that.
so
And, like this guy could have been
black
like,
and
"Would you take
white, point blank
4,500?"
blunt.
Yeah, I'd take that. Right?
It just
cool.
is
Do
or
you
it
have it? No.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right.
Are you just saying words now?
So, and then he's like, well, what about 4,250? And I go, no, you don't even have 4,500 cash.
If you didn't have 4,500, you don't have 4,250.
I go, get the cash and it's yours. I go, but I haven't listed it on Facebook Marketplace yet. Mm-hmm. And he goes, shoot.
What do you have listed for?
Well, now I've got it listed for 6 or best offer. That's what I put on the. That's even what I put on the for sale sign.
Okay, so it matches.
I said, look, or best offer, man. Tell me what you want to pay for it.
That's a very reasonable ask for the truck. I know it's not a V8, but I think the long bed makes it attractive.
It's got low miles.
Yeah,
it's
realistically clean.
It only needs the clutch looked at. The throwout bearing might be backwards.
Yeah,
and that's probably it.
Yeah,
and and that's all. And so I'm like, there's not a lot needing done. Like, I know it needs to go to the mechanic, and that might be $500.
I got 4,500 cats. I'm sorry, did you say cats? No, cats.
So anyway, congratulations, Detail Morty.
Congratulations.
Hey. Awesome. Twins.
Oh my God, you are in. You are in for a very good time.
Enjoy it.
Get that coffee brewing, man. Congratulations. Yeah, as long as they're happy and healthy, that's all that matters, man.
Yeah. So anyway, I was like, and he looked over the truck. He really liked it, but mind you, he was sitting in a '94 Dodge Ram 1500, lowered, extended cab, short bed.
94
with the 5.2 liter.
Second gen.
Yeah, it's the second
5.2 big block. Nice.
Yeah, he was sitting
big
there,
boy.
lowered.
Yeah.
And faded. Nope, like the paint was gone on it. Like,
well, to be fair, all of the 94s
it was
no, I mean it was like pink. Truck's pink.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Dodge paint was terrible.
In my head, I'm like, dude, I can make that truck look like this truck if you let me.
It's all detail.
Anyway, he was like, all right, cool, thanks, man. I'm gonna talk to my brother-in-law and we'll see. Maybe we put in some money and get on this. And I said, all right, yeah, just let me know. I was kind of bummed. I was like, dang it. But I was happy because of the fact. But here's the kicker.
Okay.
Friday night.
Yeah.
I get home from work. My buddy Wayne has a truck for me to pick up. Another flip that he bought.
Mm-hmm. He's so good at this.
An 01 or 02 GMC or 02 Chevy Silverado 2500 crew cab long bed with the 6 liter.
Wow.
4-wheel drive.
That's like a work truck.
It's a big truck.
Yeah.
And he's pulled the whole interior out.
Whoa.
He got a whole new interior from the junkyard and wanted me to swap it in also in detail.
Leather or cloth?
It's all cloth.
Okay.
He just went from dark charcoal gray to the light charcoal, and that way he could have the armrests on the driver's seats.
Yeah. Okay.
So, so Augie and I hop in the red truck because I got an idea.
Yeah.
In my head, I go, I'm going to drive the red truck over to Les Schwab on Broadway. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go park it.
Get some eyeballs.
Get some eyeballs on it. Right?
It's a busy street.
Right. So I pull it up, right up front, park it, have the for sale sign up there, set it up. I park it properly in the front. Mm-hmm. So I'm not up on the curb. Right. I'm not like over, so it stays away from the sprinklers. Right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they're doing. So drive the big truck back. Augie loves it because it's only got one seat in it, and all the seats are in the back of the truck. So he's riding in the front.
It's good memories.
Especially being 9 years old and going like, this is awesome. We're rolling down Broadway, and he's like surfing in the back. And I go, be careful because there's bolts sticking out of the ground. Like, I don't need you falling.
Good times as a kid.
So I'm kind of holding on to him. So we get home to start working on that truck.
Yeah.
Then the kid says, hey, I'll be by tomorrow to come look at the truck. And I'm like, okay, so Saturday morning I got to go pick up the truck. So Saturday morning I get in the car and I run over, swap cars with the Elantra, pick up the red truck, drive the red truck back. As I'm driving the red truck, I'm looking out the window and I'm like, are those water spots? And I get to my house, pull in the driveway, and I get out and I look at the side of the truck, and the whole passenger side is covered in hard water spots. The whole front, all the way up to halfway up the windshield, covered in hard water spots.
How?
And then the driver's side, left front fender, water spots.
Wow. What happened?
And the sprinklers hit it.
But you said you parked it not near the sprinklers.
No, I was parked where I thought I was far enough away. I knew the sprinklers were going to come on.
Wind travels. You have to compensate for that.
Truck got soaked in hard water spots.
Yeah.
So I am out there in my house. I don't have any water spot remover or lime scale remover or distilled white vinegar.
You're out, fresh out.
So I knock it down with some rinseless.
Oh, okay.
I just re-wet the truck down, praying that they're still soft enough.
Yeah.
Nope, that is irrigation water or well water.
Our irrigation water is
So I am like wiping the truck down, and it
heavy.
is not touching those water spots, and I am freaking out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't have anything, and I don't have time because I'm halfway through washing this truck.
Yeah.
And so I'm like...
Should have called your friend Anthony. I got water spot remover. I could have made a delivery on a motorcycle really fast.
You could have. So I'm like... And then Carly comes out, and she goes, well, maybe he won't notice. And I said...
notice.
It's pretty noticeable.
It's pretty noticeable. And she goes, So I just let him sit. I go, you know what? We'll just let it go. Kid never even noticed. Said, man, this paint looks so good.
He's
paint looks
looking
amazing.
Right
Wow, man, I wish and all because his truck looked like
Yeah.
It's
so
a
I'm
nice
like,
contrast.
Yeah, so I'm like, whew, all right, that's cool. Anyway, spent the weekend, and I'm still working on that big, huge long bed truck, getting everything
That's everywhere.
getting everything finished. Vinegar would have worked in a pinch, but I didn't have any vinegar. That was the problem.
Fresh out.
Because I did think about it. Oh, I'll grab some vinegar and some water and all.
Red wine
wipe
vinegar.
It all. Yeah, I'll grab distilled white vinegar. So anyway,
apple cider.
so I'm probably going to take something home tonight. That way I can wash the truck with it.
I got a
and
great
get it
water
all
spot removal
squared
video.
away. So
if you're interested,
yep.
Yeah.
so
So
here at the Rag Company, you can watch.
anyway, worked on the truck. We had a good time with that. Did a lot of final school starts this week. So did a lot of grocery shopping, trying to get all the snacks and food, get things planned out for the kids, what they need, what we got to get going.
I got a few more years until that happens, but
man.
I can imagine it's a lot of work.
Well, then my dad texts and goes on Sunday and texts and says, "Hey, want to get you guys over here to have dinner Sunday night, 5:00."
Too busy.
And I go,
till you get too much going on.
I'm like, we got so much stuff to try and get this week ready to go. The kids start school tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, you remember the days, Dad? Yeah, balsamic
long bed.
Well, no, because when you were young, right, as a resident of Boise for over 800 years, you had to fend for yourself on your
Some
first
days,
day of
yeah.
schools, right?
Some
He's
days.
been here
'Cause
since before.
You'd be like, "Hey,
the
Dad, I'm starting
irrigation
school.
water.
Okay, well, go get your stuff. Well, I don't have any money. Well, go make some money."
Yep.
He told you that. It
You
was
did
crazy.
tell me that when I was 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, we got everything kind of set up, trying to spend the weekend chill. And one of the things that Carly and I did this weekend was get the kids to start watching Edge of Tomorrow.
I love that movie.
Thought we'd
Oh,
sit
wait,
down.
I love Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
We said, I think
Some
you
people
guys can
think it's
handle
called
it.
Live, Die, Repeat because
Yeah.
the posters always made it look so big.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
great movie.
But
fun
yeah,
movie.
we said, we think you guys might like this.
Yeah.
They Tom Cruise fan?
They don't really know, but
They're
they were.
indifferent, I'm
Hadley
sure.
loved. We got halfway through. Hadley loved it.
Honestly,
she is like, "This is a cool movie, great idea." She loved the start, the restart. And Augie's like, it was kind of getting me kind of nervous. I kind of don't I think he was getting a little anxious.
it's good
watching
though.
it.
It's
And then-
repetitive, but it doesn't feel annoying that it's repetitive. It's good.
And then the other night, Carly and I watched an old classic, one that feels like you watch it 100 times. And it feels like every time you watch it, it's the very first time you've been able to watch it again.
Which one is this?
One of my favorite movies,
Okay.
Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So isn't that early 90s or late 80s?
It's early 90s.
Okay. Yep.
And it is...
Right around the time of Dances with Wolves and all these other movies.
Yeah, but not like that. Last of the
I know.
Mohicans is like a standalone, epic,
Yeah.
perfect length, perfect amount of action, perfect premise, just good. Just
Does it make you want to throw a tomahawk?
Yeah.
Probably.
It does.
And they use a type of weapon in there that I would like to fashion.
Ooh.
Okay.
Gonna forge one, huh?
Make a couple. I think it could be pretty easy, and I think it's something that you and I could keep at our desks.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Seems
I'm more of a
safe.
slingshot kind of guy.
I think you'd like this. So,
Okay.
yeah, Michael Mann. I mean, it is
Michael Mann movies are great.
So I have it on DVD. I have it on Blu-ray,
Yeah.
and then I bought it on HD on Prime, so that I could have a digital version. So if we're traveling, I could pop it up on my phone or on my tablet and just enjoy that movie. It's just such a good, perfect movie.
Am I remembering correct? Is Michael Mann doing that new Ferrari movie?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Okay.
So anyway, that was the War Club. Thank you, Neil.
Yeah, there
those
you
things
go.
are. When Chingachgook is using it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is the coolest thing. I forget. Like, I want to make one of those with a strap.
Is it? It's like blunt on one side, but then it's a blade.
It
on the
looks
other?
like it almost looks like a rifle stock.
Oh,
but it's
okay.
It's carved and shaped, and it's got a spike and a point. And
That's right. I knew it had some kind of
wood.
point on it.
It's
Almost
pretty
like
wild.
a pickaxe, but then not.
Pretty rad.
Yeah. Okay. Heat too. My God, Heat's an amazing movie.
Yeah, Heat's awesome as well. But anyway, so that's what it was. A good, nice kind of a. It was a busy, very high energy weekend, but also nice to just chill out. We're gonna sit, watch some movies, detail some cars.
Yeah.
Enjoy ourselves.
Well, cool.
So,
Nice.
but tonight it's going to be a lot of
Blood, sweat, and tears.
we got a lot of packing and stuff. It's pretty rad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
good luck.
pretty nice. But yeah,
All
I'll
right.
post it in the group chat. That way you guys can see. I'll post a picture of what it is. All right, Anthony.
good.
No, Franco. No.
Yeah.
I'm not posting that.
So I think my weekend. What did it start out? It was started out on a Friday, right? I believe
Yeah,
that's
they
how
do.
most weekends work.
do start.
Pick and choose your days, however you like.
So I think Friday night was pretty chill for me. I think it was just kind of a hang around the house. I think I cooked some stuff. Like I think I'm gonna try to get back into cooking more. We've been on this just. I don't want to say like eating out binge. There's a lot of spottiness with our dinners every night,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
it's not like a consistent. Hey, we're cooking dinner. It's not a
So
consistent.
it's not the
we're-
1950s Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night,
Right.
Thursday night, Friday night. These are the meals every night, like the old days, right? Like
Yeah.
Monday night is meatloaf night.
Oh no, I don't.
Tuesday
no,
night is mystery meat night.
Nope,
Wednesdays
don't want that.
is pork
How about
chop.
your
However,
Meatloaf, though,
however,
Thursdays
I will have a sloppy
lasagna.
Joe. I will have
Yeah,
a sloppy Joe night.
All right.
No, it's just been kind of sporadic. Like, right,
Yeah.
we might eat indoors. We might eat inside one night, but it's
Yeah.
like we're eating like cheese and crackers and like turkey. We have other food, but we're like, just make something easy because when you have a kid, you just go, well, what is
Right.
she eating? Well,
That looks
Well,
all right.
as I will say,
That's
all right.
that's
I
all
will
right.
say you got a couple more years
yeah.
to get this pattern built
Yeah.
because when she gets older, it gives them something to look forward to, and it makes it easier on you guys, especially when she starts getting into school. Maybe you guys have a second or a third, and all of a
Oh,
sudden
wow.
you've got children. You're like,
Yeah.
what's today? Well, it's Pizza Tuesday.
It's
Yeah.
well, it's kind of like a
Right.
it's like
I'm gonna pick up a
it's-
pizza on
it's
the way
a
home.
school lunch situation,
Right,
right? What's
exactly.
today? Oh, today is the taco
Yep,
day.
that's what I do, and that's what I got
Yeah.
to do. Yeah, I'm making a lunch for Augie tomorrow because we read the school lunch, and he said no, thank you.
Square pizza
Yeah.
with scissors day.
Yeah, I know. Ranch, that's water. Watered ranch.
You want a bowl of ranch?
God, Dane.
Dane, what's that voice?
It's
So-
a terrible voice.
I know what you're doing.
Anyway, moving on. So so things have just been sporadic, right? So like some nights we'll eat cheese and crackers and turkey, and other nights we might go and grab some dinner. Some other nights we might be like, hey, is that a pita? Can we warm that and put some, put some hummus on it and some tomatoes? Yeah, that
Joey's
kind of
sponsored here.
that kind of counts as a dinner, right? So like things have just kind of been like, I don't know, we're just grabbing whatever the heck
Yeah.
we can. And my daughter's happy pretty much eating whatever. She's not picky at all. It's more of like I don't want to call it laziness. It's more of like we're both really tired and we're just not really sure what we actually want to commit to.
Fatigue sets in.
And so half
Well,
the
things
time,
like Joey Belinsky says, HelloFresh can take the guesswork out of those busy weekends.
I was gonna say, Joey, do you run a
Use
podcast or
HelloFresh
show
so that
where
you
you're
can
sponsored
also
for some
get
reason?
a
'Cause I
percentage
swear-
off if HelloFresh ever wants to give us a call.
Listen, I'm all about those food delivery services, right?
Blue Apron,
And,
HelloFresh.
and you could probably justify them to not be as expensive if you look at the cost of other things. However, I think it's still the work you have to put into physically
work.
cook
Sure,
the food,
yeah.
because HelloFresh, all they're doing is giving me chopped up veggies that are frozen.
Please don't hurt our chances.
I'm not going to hurt our chances here.
HelloFresh.
I'm not going to hurt our chances here. But frozen chicken and frozen
fresh ingredients,
like noodles,
a lot of great ingredients.
No lie, I would definitely love to have a discounted
They're giving us these ingredients, right? But I go to myself, well, I could probably freeze noodles and veggies.
Yeah, but
chicken.
that's the beauty of HelloFresh. They do that for you.
I know, and that's true. Maybe I don't want to be the one packing it into bags, right? So. Anyway,
Schwann's
I'm
the
just
HelloFresh.
Schwann's is Schwann's is freaking amazing. Nobody can ever tell me that Schwann's French toast wasn't the best thing they've ever made.
Oh, that French toast was crazy, dude.
Those French toast sticks, wild. Anyway,
yeah, Superato. That's where we're getting to. Tuesdays are pizza. Mondays is usually like a chicken and rice thing, and then the rest of the week we just kind of.
Well, so here's the thing.
Crapshoot.
My wife, right? she can easily cook frozen meals. She can easily put together
non-frozen meals,
nice pastas and things like that. But I have like a very what can I describe it? European taste buds. I want things that are like full flavor, right? Things that are full flavor usually require like weird fishes, chicken that has much more spice in it than she's probably comfortable with.
It's because you're Portuguese.
And like I want all these weird things. She doesn't, right?
Yeah.
My daughter doesn't care. She can swing either way, right? But my wife, for the most part, is the one making the rules here. So I'm just not a big like fettuccine Alfredo person. So she could make something like, hey, I made some fettuccine Alfredo. I go, if I wanted noodles and milk, I would literally just go heat up some noodles and pour some whole milk on it and a little bit of garlic on it and say that's...
Chicken fettuccine Alfredo is a staple in my household. I love that
I think
stuff.
I think it's kind of overrated.
Chicken fettuccine Alfredo, beef stroganoff, meatloaf.
No, I like some stroganoff.
I love me. Good for you.
No. Okay. I enjoy stroganoff. So... With that said, Friday night, we're kind of trying to figure out what to do on that dinner thing. But then Saturday started up, and we kind of just talking about what we're doing for the weekend. Yeah. I said, hey, I want to knock out some car stuff, so I went to the garage, and I ended up installing some subframe bracing on my Acura.
Because you're gonna start rallying it.
Start rallying. So I got the car up in the air. It's when you see the back of a Honda and you see that like those weird braces on the lower portion, right?
If you're low enough to see it.
And you go,
some Miatas have them too.
What is that thing back there, right?
Like a butterfly brace.
It's structural support, right? When I'm hitting those lateral G's in that front wheel drive car, right?
Keeps
it planted and it keeps that car rigid, right? So what ended up happening was I installed these freaking parts. Halfway through the install, I realized I put the washers in the wrong orientation, right? Oh. So when you do that and you go, oh, that shouldn't be like that. But then you think to yourself, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I ended up taking the whole freaking thing apart after I did everything, which includes the control arms, the subframe bracing, and all that stuff. And I don't know how many bolts have to come out.
A lot of Duggas needed to come out of there.
Dude, I was busting nuts. I can't even tell you how many nuts I busted. Now, what was crazy is that when I was busting some of these nuts, I had to put extra penetrating lube on certain nuts, right?
Because you were starting to chafe.
But just haven't taken them out in so long. Haven't used them in so long.
You get them roughed up.
So anyways, I busted some of those nuts and did that. And then that night, I think it was either that night or the night before, we'd gotten some pizza, gotten some chicken wings, and Katie had her friend over who was from out of town. And so she got to come say hi. And then Sunday was going to be the big day for us. So, oh, crap. What am I thinking?
You missed out on one very big thing.
I missed the most important thing.
The one that
Friday night. That was
Friday night. Along with you.
I'm getting my 2 nights mixed up.
Yep.
Friday night. This is what ended up happening. Sorry, I was getting my Saturday night. That was the dinner night that we were trying to figure it out. Friday night is what it was.
Yeah.
Friday night, my friend Blake, right, who had lived with me for many, many years.
Good roommate.
Is having his last show with his band, right?
They're going out of business.
Not going out of business.
Not they might be giants, but we were giants.
So their band is called We Were Giants. They make post-hardcore music, and they've been doing it for 10 years at this point. He's been in the band for 7 years or so. Yeah. Now, my roommate Blake, who's honestly like my brother, his goal has always been to make it, right, in the music industry. He wanted to he wanted to be in a band, he wanted to play shows and all that stuff. He did travel for a couple years. Yeah. COVID hit, screwed everything up. Yeah. And then he started kind of reevaluating if he really wanted to pursue doing the band stuff, right?
Yeah.
So for the last year, he's been focused on music production and learning how to produce music and all of that. He produced all of his own songs for the band.
Yeah.
He does a great job doing that. But I think he was at that point where, honestly, you go, okay, I'm 30 years old, which is still very young. But he goes, I put 6, 7, 8 years worth of work into this with this particular band, and there's still enough issues and things like that within the band where he just said, I don't know if this is gonna work, right? We put this much time into it. Yeah. He doesn't know. So he basically said that Friday night would be his last show at the Treat Fork Music Hall in downtown Boise.
It's a brand new music venue.
Yeah, we've never been there before.
Which I was like, okay, well, I will come to that. I want to see your last show if this is your last show. So I invited Dane. I said, Dane, come on out.
Because I've gone to the last 3 shows he did, too.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed them. They've been fun.
Parked in the parking garage. Dane parked somewhere on the street.
I get street parking downtown like nobody's business.
Yeah. I hate that place. So Treat Fork Music Hall.
It's not hard. You just pull right up to the front.
No, it's funny because everyone else has a hard time, but for some reason, I'm always just showing up at the magical time when someone else is just leaving.
I even say, as a way of saying thank you, when I see an open spot like that, I say, I take what is given unto me.
That's a nice way to go. All I know is I've been blessed by the parking gods. Who knows how long that's going to last, but I hope
it's never happened to me. So
thank you.
Anyway, so we get to the Treat Fork Music Hall. We walk in. Holy crap, Levi. Probably one of the nicest venues that we have in Boise.
Yeah.
Not only is it very well done, right? Bar is awesome. Colors are awesome. Lightings are awesome, right? Floor is awesome. Dance floor, whatever you want to call it. The stage is great. They had a mobile pie hole unit there.
Food cart.
They had a food cart dishing out pie hole,
but it's,
right?
it's like heated and everything. So
Impressive.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Impressive.
So we get to the show. Me and Dane, we watched the show. Dane was feeling a little under the weather for a little bit of it.
I was not having a good time. I ate something before I went in there, and it kicked in the worst way, and I was feeling super sick. So, yeah, it just caught me at the worst time.
Yeah. Anyways, we made it through the show. Felt bad for him because, they played a decent show, right?
The sound was a lot better than the other times.
The turnout wasn't, massive, right? But I think that was just kind of on par for everything that he had been kind of feeling lately, too. Kind of like, hey, our turnouts aren't getting as big anymore. Like, this is a band that used to pull 1,000 people easy, right? Now it's, 100.
If you're curious, go online and look up his music, We Were Giants. There's some cool covers out there.
They play some cool stuff. He made their entire album in my daughter's spare bedroom.
Yeah,
or my daughter's nursery, right?
Yeah.
Well, before she was in there. So anyway, he got off the stage. He was crying, dude. I felt bad, man. He was just, I think reality set in that he was leaving that band and he doesn't know what he's going to do next, right? And you're starting over at that point in life, and that's kind of scary because he's like, I put this much time into this band. It didn't really work out. What's my next move? So he's genuinely thinking about moving down to Florida.
Yeah, well,
because he feels like the music scene down there would be better for him to potentially be successful.
Okay. Justin Andrews did that as well.
Yes.
He was helped lead a band.
Love Justin.
Did an amazing job with the Percolators for a number of years.
Yeah, those guys,
They toured all over, a ska punk band.
I was going to say,
he also was in a couple hardcore bands as well. But, same thing. Hit right about 30 and realized that same thing. It was just...
It's like an existential
it's
thing.
It's just like, man, I got to do something. And then he was... and at the time, he was bartending at the Red Room. And so he was drawing a crowd. People loved watching him bartend because he was great at lip syncing. Yeah. And he was he put on a show. So he'd be at the bar, and a song would come on, and he would ham it up to the song.
Performing.
So people would come enjoy that. And then he got a marketing job in doing off-road stuff with Factor 55. Crazy.
What a change.
Such a change. Complete
That's
opposite.
a big change.
That would be like if Blake all of a sudden became like the next All Day Anthony.
Yeah.
And you're like, you don't even like, you're not a Honda kind of guy. You're not a Honda car guy because you know All Day Anthony. And you'd be like, you don't, that's weird.
Would you say,
I didn't know you liked cars that way.
I don't know if that's the perfect example.
Our best known local
Well, I'm just saying, like, he could become a car guy in that world where you go, but I'm also a car guy. I have many friends.
But I have other interests as well.
But I have other interests. But you've never shown that interest.
Right.
That'd be
yeah.
like Seabass going, I'm a huge Corvette enthusiast.
Yeah. And
I
you're
love
like,
Corvette
wait, what?
life. And you're like, what? That is opposite.
He couldn't wait to give me those models back.
No, it's like Seabass saying, I got a job with the football team.
Right.
We're like, what are you doing?
What?
I'm training.
Yeah.
Wait a
I'm
second.
the new offensive defense.
Literally never thrown a football in your life.
What?
But no, like, yeah, I mean, like these
It's
shows
a very
and stuff,
big change.
Yeah.
the audience expects a particular thing out of you, so we generally kind of gravitate towards that. But we have other interests as well.
Well, yeah.
But I was going to say, most famous local bands probably Built to Spill, right?
Still, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Modest Mouse.
And Modest, are they from here?
No.
No, I was going to say they're from Seattle, right? Or
but
around there.
I wish Blake all the best in his
Same.
transition to find who he is.
Now, this is where it
it's
Yeah.
scary.
This is where this will
So
get
does it
funny
go to, like,
for you.
Tampa or maybe Atlanta?
No idea. No idea.
We'll find out.
We'll figure it out. But anyways, and I always told him, like, you always have a room back at my house so I can clear out my
And a
office
shed.
for you. And a shed.
And a shed.
If you ever have to move back. So it's like, again, he's like my little brother that moved away. I have a brother, but he's also like my other little
What if
brother.
you build another shed and turn that into like a tiny home?
And it's Blake's tiny
And then it's Blake's tiny home.
He would
and
never
could rent
leave.
it out to him.
He would never
just
leave.
stay
Glad
there.
you like them, Neil.
He would never leave. So, anyways, moving on. So this is where it got funny. So after me and Dane left the show, right, we parted ways. I head back into the parking garage where I parked on the freaking 5th floor
Yeah, you told
of
me
this
you were
place.
kind of a ways up.
Were you the Hampton
And-
Inn?
No, I was at above the
The other
PF
side.
the
Chang's.
one with the
Yeah.
luxury apartments on
Yeah.
top. Yeah.
So I get up to
That
the,
one's a much better parking garage because the spaces are normal size.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So I get to the 5th floor, right, getting the Dodge Ram 1500, 5.2 318 Magnum.
Fire that
I
up,
start.
echo cacophony.
Oh my God, that thing going through that parking garage, it sounds so freaking mean, and then only for it to have like 200 horsepower, right? So I pull through, I get down to the bottom of the parking garage. So as I'm pulling down there, I'm looking, I'm like, what's going on, right? Because there's this weird, how to describe it? It's a weird kind of round spiral.
It's a half corkscrew.
It's like a half corkscrew to get down to where the lane splits to two different exits out of the parking garage, right?
Yeah.
Each one has a machine and a
But
gate.
I'm at the top of the corkscrew and the traffic is just stuck, right? I'm looking out my window. I'm like, what's going on, right? And I see the people down there, putting their tickets in the machines. I'm like, God, it must be a busy night. Everybody must be leaving or something like that. More cars are starting to pile up behind me. And I'm sitting there waiting at this corkscrew. And I'm like, okay, creep forward a little bit. Maybe one car.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate
All
that.
right.
And there's two
And
outlets.
Now keep in mind, it's 11:30, and I'm like, I gotta get to the freaking Jack in the Box before they close
you're
because I am starving right now, dude. I didn't eat dinner, and I didn't eat the pizza at the show because
And you had a White Claw at the shelf.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't know what would happen. I'm like, I just need to get some food in me because I'm just feeling very acidy and empty. So I'm waiting, and I'm like, all right, are they moving? Next, car moves again. I scoot down forward a little bit, and then it was a freaking standstill. I'm talking like I was waiting for like 5 minutes, and I go, "There's no movement happening
It
right
shouldn't
now,
happen,
right?
yeah.
What's going on,
What was happening
right?"
up
So
front?
I'm looking in the front, and I see this little woman, right, in this car full of other girls putting in her ticket, and I'm looking like, "All right, put your ticket in. Yeah, there you go. Punch it in. The ticket spits back out." And I go, "What the heck is going on?" Right? Puts the ticket in, spits it back out. Oh, crap! What? And I look at the other place. Right? There's a Jeep over there, and that one, and the ticket's going in and spits it right out.
Yeah.
So they're malfunctioning?
I'm like, "What the heck is going on?" I got literally 15 cars behind me.
Yeah,
right?
Everybody needs out.
Everybody's wanting to know what's going on. So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm getting out of the truck, right? Put that thing in park, put my e-brake on. I jump out of the truck, and I start running up there. And I go, what's going on up here? Do you need any help?
Yeah.
And she goes, the tickets keeps getting spit out. I go, she's like, do you want to try? I'm like, yeah. So I flatten it out, put it in, spitting back out. I go, all right. Keep trying, and I click the button on the voice thing, and I run over to the other ticket. I say, hey, what's going on over here? They're like, the ticket's getting spit out. Okay, I'm like, okay, flatten it out. I'm like, all right. I click the button on the voice thing.
You're now the concierge.
So now I am working the freaking parking garage because nobody's working there. It's too late
Right.
at night. Everybody's gone.
Well, no, they used to have people work.
Yes, they
and they
did.
took them all out
Yeah,
to run these automated machines, and they never worked.
Yeah, so I'm Now,
I had
I'm
friends
going
that was their job.
car
and they got
to
paid well.
car, 15 to 20 cars. I'm going car to car, telling people, hey, roll down your window. They're rolling down their window. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, hey, looks like 2 of the machines are down right now. They're spitting out tickets. We're working on it right now. So just be patient with us. Okay, well, is there anybody else working here besides you? And I go, oh, I don't work here. Right? So I go up to the next person. I say, hey, it's not working right now. We're trying to figure it out. So next thing you know, I'm down there, right? Because the lady goes, "Hey, the guy's on the phone. He's here on the speaker." So I walk up and she didn't speak she didn't speak perfect English basically, and so I run over there and he goes, "Hi, this is Trevor with whatever it is, parking, whatever it is," and I go, "Trevor, this is Anthony. I'm here. We got a situation here, right? I got 20 to 25 cars backed up here in the parking garage. The tickets are keep getting spit out. What do you want to do, right? We got a lot of people here. People are getting upset." He goes, "Well, did you prepay or are you trying to pay now?" And I go, "Trevor, listen to me, right? We are trying to pay. The tickets are not being accepted in both machines." And he goes, "All right, well, okay, so you're trying to pay." Trevor, we can't pay. Yes, you're right. We can't pay.
The tickets aren't even being accepted to know how much the total is.
We're about 10 minutes from people just driving through these things or driving off the roof of the garage.
I said, "Trevor, I got a lot of people that are upset right now. They're leaving this concert, right? I got some older people that are working." And so he
goes, "This is Anthony."
So like, wait, who's Anthony?
So that's when he goes, "Okay, all right, I'll open the gate," right? I say, "Awesome, Trevor, sounds good," right? He opens up the gate. 1 car gets through.
No.
The gate closes back down. I go, "Are you freaking kidding me?" So I run over to the other one, right? And the same thing, that he finally gets through on the phone, right? "Hi, this is Trevor. Trevor, hey, it's Anthony again, right? Hey, I just jumped from that machine to this machine because it's a freaking nightmare. You need to open up the gates.
Just open both gates.
Open both of them. Keep them open. Keep them open." He goes, "Well, are you trying to pay or did you prepay?" "I'm the same freaking guy, Trevor. It's Anthony. I just spoke to you over there, right?" "Well, I thought you were in that car." "I am not in the car.
I'm not in any car.
I am multiple cars up the freaking corkscrew because I'm trying to get out of here as well." Okay, well, so people are looking at me and they're asking me questions. "Hey,
because now they think you work there.
Are you working here? What are you doing?" I'm like, I don't work here. I'm in that truck right there. I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah.
And so
I am merely a good Samaritan.
Eventually,
I'm trying to help. I'm not the enemy.
I get back
here.
to the other one. I tell him, I get Trevor back on the other one. I say, "Trevor, I'm over here on this one now.
I'm going to break this
Permanently
Damn it,
open
Trevor.
the gate," right? And he goes, "Okay, have a good night," right? That's the last I heard. We opened up the gate. Me and 3 other cars. We passed through. I was freaked. We're all everybody at their window. Everybody at the window is like fist pumping.
Who's on first?
Like everybody's like so jazzed, and I'm like, because none of us had to pay.
Yeah.
Right.
Sweet. So you're supposed to prepay first.
Yeah. No.
Then that would have worked.
Oh man.
No. Well,
because that was his question.
No. So the thing was though, no, we couldn't put the ticket in anyway
you
though.
Pay the ticket outside.
Imagine
before you walk into the thing.
But then
pay there.
But then imagine
it's already paid.
Yeah.
They give you the ticket back, and then you just put the ticket, and it reads it and accepts it,
and it goes
opens the
okay.
sign.
Yeah.
I'm saying the ticket wouldn't go in
because you didn't
anyways.
pay for it first.
No, it doesn't matter if you would have
paid for the ticket first.
No, you don't have to pay for it. You can pay for it right there.
No, because it never works that way.
You can pay
every
for it
time I
there.
get stuck in that same position.
Technically, it's supposed to, but it doesn't.
Yeah, technically it says you could pay, but it never works.
Because
so
the ticket slot also operates as a card slot.
I don't give a crap. I didn't have to pay the $15 of parking.
Yes, but you wasted 15 minutes of having to talk to somebody on a phone.
But the point here is no one else did it either, so you were all going to be stuck in that situation regardless. So what you did was not for no cause. You actually helped. You saved a lot of people.
You saved a lot of lives.
No, because when the person with the Jeep, she did pay. Is what I'm trying to say.
That's even worse.
She did prepay. So what I'm trying to say is that it was happening. It was a malfunction with the machines, right?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like all of us didn't pay. The one with the Jeep did prepay. Now, for anybody that didn't pay,
well, what I'm trying to imagine,
you're welcome.
is you 3 made it out. and then you look in your rearview mirror and the gate goes down and everybody else is
So I don't know what happened after that. After I turned that corner, I was so freaking jazzed,
Gone,
right?
done, bye.
It was whatever 11:55, and I'm like, I'm booking it to the Jack in the Box. I'm getting whatever I'm getting.
man.
So
I'm just glad that you got out and you did that. Like,
anyways,
initiative.
it was I was parking garage Anthony or whatever you'd want to call that.
Yeah, but it's that's the work ethic we were talking about yesterday.
You should be running
You know,
a sample
there are
stand at
people that
Costco
aren't going to be
according
doing
to
that
Demo
kind of
here.
thing.
I just don't get how everybody was so complacent. I think it's an Idaho thing. Everybody was fine sitting in their cars, and I go,
If this was in LA,
it was a nice
people would be
night.
bordering on strangling each
What's
other.
that?
It was a nice night.
It was a nice night, but I go, nobody wants
Idaho
to
being
leave
chill.
the parking garage. Everybody's just so freaking chill.
Yeah.
They're just
I
kind
go-
of waiting, like, maybe it'll work.
gonna
out.
happen.
I was
Don't
the
worry.
first to get out of my car, and I was excited about it because I'm like, we're fixing this.
Yeah.
We're all getting
I
out.
love that just get it done attitude though. That is fantastic. Franco says Trevor got fired. No, if I know anything about the way this stuff works, he probably got promoted somehow.
Yeah.
But my God,
I don't know.
all Gates Anthony.
Yeah, I just, you gotta. Sometimes you just gotta get out there and do the
That's right.
dang thing and be running up and down this. I don't know. When I say people, I don't know if people understand what a corkscrew is, but it's like a
twist. It's just what you see in a parking garage.
But I mean, it's a high incline,
it
so
is.
I'm like running up.
I'm surprised your e-brake held.
I'm letting people know. I'm like, hey, I got this going on. This going on. It was just really funny.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was my night on the Friday night. Saturday was the day I did the car stuff, and then Sunday, me and my wife we talked about it. And we go, hey, we're potentially thinking about having a garage sale in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
We might, which would make for a good story, make for a good time.
Sure.
And maybe sell some stuff and make some money. It's been several years since we've had a garage sale, and let's just say we've accumulated a lot of stuff. I think I talked about this in a previous video, or previous podcast. So our goal was to drop my daughter off, grandparents, come back home, and then take my wife up into the attic.
Ooh, has she ever been?
She's never been.
Ooh.
She's never been. I was really afraid that she might see Grant Hawtree's, family's remains up there. And so,
Red Company Customer Service. This is Trevor. Did you prepay?
or yard sale, I should say, right? I guess.
Joey, why would you sell your garage?
And so I get her up in the attic.
Yeah.
I was
like, are you
pumped.
ready to check
I
this place
wanted
out
her
with
to
me?
see how much work I put in building that city up there.
But if she wasn't
right?
up there, she doesn't know what it looked like before. So how's she going to know the
So
difference?
she peeked her head through, but she's never physically crawled up there. Like,
okay.
I wanted her to get up there, stand around,
Yeah.
get comfortable,
Enjoy the vibes.
and check out
Was
the
it hot as hell up
durability
there,
of the
or
OSB and all of that.
Probably
So
a
to your
sauna.
point, Dane, yes, it was hot, right?
a
So
lot of
my
wood.
wife gets up there, and I'm thinking about joining her, but
not a lot of room.
she's like trying to do some organization of things, right?
Yeah.
There's enough room for both of us, easily, right? But she's moving around boxes and
Yeah.
bins. Well, I'm kind of like, what do you think of it? Like, what do you like? You think
you
it's
like
pretty
this?
cool? Well, then she starts yelling at me, and she goes, "I'm hot right now," and she's like, "And you have so much crap up here." She goes, "What is all this stuff?" And I
Like,
said,
it's all our stuff.
and I
Love
said-
normally is
I
I
downstairs.
said, she's like, "Why do you have all your car parts up here?" I'm like, "Don't look at those. Don't look at
You
those."
weren't supposed to see that.
You're not supposed to see that. She's like, "You have all these spoilers. You have like 5 spoilers up here." I'm like,
You don't
"Don't
even
look
have
at
that
those.
many cars.
Don't look at those." So she's like sweating, and I'm like, "Can I do anything to help?" She's just like, "Just stay out of my way." I'm like, "Okay, all right." Well, for what it's worth, it was 100 and like probably 30 up there.
Yeah, no,
It
it's
was
definitely
so-
the wrong time.
over 110, 120 degrees up there for
It was
sure.
way too hot. So she's kicking things around, and she's finally getting the
Grant's
bins.
family.
She's handing the bins down to me. Yes. What is it?
Dino asked about Grant's family.
Yeah, Grant's family. They probably moved to the other side of the house knowing that I
They
had
heard
company.
the noise.
Yeah,
Oh, they
scared.
skittered into the corner, the
they
dark
usually
corner.
do
and-
that.
Make a
So,
weird,
Oh.
noise.
I did see the whites in their eyes, though.
Yeah, it's
So, from a distance.
Yikes.
Now, we went through, we reorganized some stuff. My big thing was all the Christmas crap we have,
Right.
right? None of that problem was solved. That was simply moved off to the side. However,
Well, it's
we
not
did
Christmas
pull
time yet.
down bins of DVDs. What do you do with DVDs nowadays?
And you throw them away.
Right? I don't know.
Cycle them.
But I have so many.
Carly and
I have a bunch of old Xbox
back in the old
360
days.
games and
Here's what I
GameCube
did.
So
games,
many
too.
DVDs.
Here's what we did. I bought CD cases or CD folders.
Yeah.
Ton of old CDs.
I bought
yeah.
those, and then I just put DVDs in them,
Thinking
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
and then just kept them. And here's the best part: my kids now pull them and we use them on road trips.
Oh, okay.
I don't even
But-
have.
but we took all the
that plays
plastic,
DVDs.
we took-
The Suburban.
We have little DVD players that you can mount on the back of the headrest.
Yeah. Do you have that?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had
They're
that
like
terrible
they're
feeling?
like $80. You get a 2-pack
When you're-
you can put 2 screens on the back of the car and plug it in the cigarette lighter, and the kids hook in their headphones and watch movies.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
the most amazing thing.
You're digging through your old DVD collection, and you're like, "Oh man, this movie! I forgot about this movie. It's
Yeah.
been so long." Then you crack it open and you realize the disc isn't there,
Yeah.
and it's just empty.
Yeah,
I've
so
done
that's
that
why.
case,
But I
yeah.
put them
a
in the
lot
cases,
of times, and it bums me out.
so I
much.
put them in those.
I don't know
old-
where they ended
in
up.
the old binders, right? The old
Yeah.
CD binders. That's what I put my DVDs in, and then I took all the cases and I just put them in recycling.
Yeah.
Get a HelloFresh
So-
membership by trading them in.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that I just have all these DVDs.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with them, but
Yeah.
it's probably
List them
200,
up on eBay.
200, 300 maybe DVDs.
Do what I
That's a
did. Just go
lot.
buy a couple of cases.
So I
and
think I
throw 'em in
might
there.
buy a case and throw them inside there. That might be a good
Just save
way to do it.
space.
Because like I feel bad getting rid of them because think
Yeah.
about it. How much did we spend on those?
Right,
Oh.
a lot of money.
$20 a movie.
Yeah.
$15 to $30 is the average.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we spent that
That's what
much.
we did. We put them and then we put them in like a tote, and there's like 6 DVD
and I
folders
have-
in a tote,
Yeah.
and we just keep it under by the
Yeah.
TV, by the DVD player.
And I
It's
have
there.
plenty of movies in there that
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to get rid of because I've never seen them streaming before.
I will
and-
say there's a case for, as much as streaming media is nice, though, there is a case to be made for physical media. Because as you may have noticed on streaming platforms, they're starting to just take shows and movies away when the rights like expire, something happens in a deal, and it makes no rhyme or reason, like no sense.
Especially when
why.
the movies you enjoy.
Yeah, some of them disappear and they're like, it's going away. You're like, wait, is it moving to another service? Oh no, it's just going back in the vault and they're not bringing it back on the service. So they still have it, but they're not going to
Yeah.
show it to you.
Yeah,
kind of
I
makes you
agree.
wish you had the physical copy.
I agree. So, anyways, I'll probably figure out something to do with that. But we went through the attic, cleaned out a bunch of stuff out of there, got stuff up there. The baby stuff's pretty crazy, right? Because you can't really get rid of it because you might have another.
Yep.
You don't really know what you want to commit to. So, anyway, there's some organization done there. I was happy about that. And then, right, she says, "Do you want to go out in the shed and go knock that out as well?"
Oh,
and I go,
yeah, that gave me a chills just now.
I go,
Or the
yeah.
fan.
I'm like, we can go out in the shed, right? We can go
Yeah.
throw down out there. So we get out into the shed and we start taking things off of shelves. And I'm not gonna lie, this woman was very excited to be organizing things. She
Wow.
loved it. And so what I did to make her more comfortable in the shed, I
brought out
grabbed.
a drink?
I brought her an air mover.
Oh, nice.
right?
Yeah, a little fan. Get
She's
some-
never experienced what an air mover was,
Yeah.
like a, like the
Yeah, the floor
turbine
fan.
style
Yeah.
floor
Yeah.
fan. Got that thing blowing. Holy smokes, man! It was like a scene out of a movie, right? She's in there picking up things.
Yeah,
and her
hair's
hair's
blowing.
blowing. in
She's
the
just
wind.
doing the full Marilyn Monroe
And
back there.
we got a lot of stuff organized, cleared out a bunch of shelf. We actually, believe it or not, we cleaned and stacked, or whatever it is. After organizing things, we freed up 8 bins
Wow.
Oh.
by just consolidating certain things. But that's just how things happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just it is what it is. So we agreed that I'm going to figure out a mounting solution for the GT Aggressor Pros, right?
Nice.
From
Okay.
bicycles up in the shed. Figure out a way to do that. Keep them nice and tidy in there. And yeah, so we did that. And then my parents came over for dinner that night, cooked up some steaks and whatnot. And then we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with our backyard because the dogs have absolutely destroyed what was left of
Oh.
our
A little bit of
one
grass.
side
Oh,
of the
no.
grass, and it is now.
Are you ready
It's-
for the fake grass?
I'm ready for literally anything at this point. I don't even know what I'm ready for. Sand. I'm ready for. I don't know.
Gee.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
That
no!
G Davis, you're not wrong.
There you go. Your old DVDs. Put them in a
No,
time
but my
capsule in the
wife, dude,
backyard.
she just loves organization like that. She just that's like it's like her thing, right? Like she gets excited about that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, that's a lot
And
of
I
stuff.
just don't. I'm just not
True
right.
that.
I love cleaning my cars.
Yeah.
I like organizing my toolboxes and stuff like that. But
But
when
it
it comes to
stops
like
there.
when it comes to like organizing bins and going through and labeling things, like she walks around with that label maker, right? Like she's like the happiest person in the world. She's like, time to label things. I'm like, please don't.
Yeah.
Please stay away from
That's
my things.
that's when
like,
you say,
I'm-
"I'm going to step away." Gabe is going to walk in here, and he's just going to take care of
Yeah,
the rest.
I need to
Okay.
get. That's the one thing I do need to do is maybe have Gabe come into my house and just do a Gabe-a-thon.
I don't know anybody who loves close to
He
clean
would
as
just
much
throw
as that
away a
guy.
bunch of stuff of yours,
Yeah.
and then he would hide things in places you would never be able to find them again.
Also true.
Yeah, that too.
Things
Yeah.
that you actually
that's what he
use
does
regularly,
here.
but it
Yeah.
could very easily just disappear
Yeah.
because he
he'd
didn't
take him
like
over
the way
to
it
somebody.
looked.
You know what happened?
He would just give it to your neighbor.
He would take some of my stuff. He'd probably put it in your guys' garages.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He'd go, I got a spot. We can hide this.
But then when I hire him to come over and organize my garage, it's just
he
gonna
takes some of
be-
my stuff that he's hidden in your garage,
Yeah.
and he puts it over at Anthony's garage,
We're just
and
playing
takes some
hide
of
the
your
ball.
stuff too. And now all of our stuff is just moving around to each other's garages.
Oh man.
Very impressive.
Yeah, no, Dino knows. I mean, the baby stuff, dude, it just adds up because you can't get rid of anything because you don't have to buy it again because it is a lot of money, but it just takes up a ton of space. It's all these weird chair things and all these other things that my daughter used
Yeah.
for a couple months.
I'll tell you, when I started clearing out that stuff
Yeah.
with our kids, it was probably the best day ever.
Yeah.
man.
We've kept one tote of each of them for some of their stuff
Yeah.
from when they're like some of our favorite outfits,
Sure.
things like that. Some of the toys that they had or pictures. We just try and keep one tote. So Carly has 2 totes. I have 1 tote, and each kid has a tote. And that's the 4 like personal items like that we've grown up with.
Yeah.
And then the other 75 totes, like I have 8 Halloween totes
Well,
and 4 Christmas totes because we decorate for Halloween.
Yeah.
Far more than we ever did for Christmas.
Sure.
And then I've got some camping totes that I need to get through as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, I don't know. My mom's still storing all of my stuff. I know that Dane's parents are storing most of his stuff, but they eventually
That's
cleaned
actually
out.
not true. I had to
did
take a
finally
lot of
clear
my
it out,
stuff.
yeah.
No, that's
most
what
of
I'm
my
saying.
baby stuff is in my garage now.
No, I'm saying,
and my garage is
that
not big.
Before their last move, you had to
Yeah.
take a lot of your
last
stuff.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
That's where
No,
this came from.
I'm still riding off
Yeah.
of my parents holding on to my last few
of that.
totes.
You have way more storage than
my
I
mom
have.
asked me that night. She goes, "Are you ready to take them
Well, Dane,
back?"
you
And I
have a crawl
go,
space above your
"No,
No,
Don't you
the
have a
area
top?
the area above my garage is my kitchen.
No, the crawl space up in your loft, in the bathroom, in your closet. Don't you have a little bit of an attic space up there?
No, actually, because
There's
the
no
ceiling is
access?
completely vaulted. It's all just flat against the shape of the roof. It's not
But
open
but in your bathroom upstairs, in your bathroom.
No,
in
he
your,
doesn't.
You have
No.
a vaulted ceiling in the bathroom and the closet.
Yeah, it angles
Yeah.
up and matches the angle of the roof.
that's pretty cool."
Yeah, the whole
That's
thing
pretty
is
impressive.
it's all high
What
ceiling
about your
all the way.
underground storage facility?
That's a
the
crawl
cellar?
space. There's
have
there's
space
nothing.
down there?
There's,
no, it's
there's
just dirt.
animals down there.
We
However,
need to build a vault. We should get. Here's what we're.
I
Gonna
do live in a hillside. We
Here's
could
what we're
just
gonna do.
build
No.
a vault in the
Here's
hillside.
what we do, Dane. 20-foot shipping container.
Oh,
Dig it out, burrow it out, slide it in.
Nick's giving us the thing. We
Put
gotta,
the
we
lid
gotta,
on
we gotta, we gotta start wrapping
want
this
us
thing
to
up.
wrap.
Anyways, okay. Well, guys, this has been pretty
Joey.
fun. Hopefully, you guys learned some exciting things, and thank you for joining us, Dane. Please take
Yes.
us
Take us
home
home.
until we meet again for Q&A Thursday.
G. Davis, I will keep you apprised of that, maybe on my own stream or something like that. We could talk about it there. I could bring them out and show you guys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. All of you, we appreciate you all. And if you haven't clicked like on this video yet, please do so. Helps us get in front of more people, and more people hopefully see this, and we continue to spread the good word, microfiber, our weekends, and just generally hang it out. So, with that said, you guys have a great week. We'll catch up with you on Q&A Thursday right here at the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. Have a good one.
See ya.